had a 5 or 6 week PCT, came off, and I just stayed off. I got blood work done probably 5 or 6 months after my PCT, and my levels were at 267.
Yeah.
So, which is better than most people that has been, juicing for their entire career. You know what I mean? Like they come back, they got levels of 10.
Yeah.
So for me, it's normal, but it's on the low end. And my doctor, when I saw those levels, I was like, oh, I definitely have to get on some TRT.
Yeah.
Because optimal is mid-range 700s. To be optimal. 267, it's borderline. It's normal, but it's borderline, very, very low.
Yeah.
And my doctor said, well, it's normal, it's low, but it's normal. So I wouldn't recommend doing testosterone therapy. So with that said, that kind of went in one ear at the other.
Yeah.
Because I already had my mind made up when I got those levels.
Of course.
So after that, I actually didn't start TRT. I actually just got ACG. So I did that for about 10 weeks, and just to see what I could do with my levels, without using testosterone.
Yeah.
Levels came out, I was like low 300s. It's all right. It's not bad. It's better. So after that, I was like, it's been I'm about 8 months since since the cycle, since I stopped competing. I got with a doctor, sent my blood work, and when he did my blood work at his clinic, my levels came back at that time at 353 or 352.
Yeah.
So normal, but still not optimal. And that's what his thing was. His thing is, it's normal, but for you to be an athlete, it's just not an optimal level for you to perform at where you want to perform. And overall, it's just not healthy to be at the lower end, which I think majority of people know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I started TRT. He started me at 200, and then after a month, I felt like an ox in the gym. Like, I'm strong regardless, like really strong. But I got blood work done after 4 weeks, or it might have been 5 weeks, and on 200 milligrams, my test levels were almost 1,300.
Wow.
So that's not TRT anymore. That's going into a cycle. So it's way too much for me. I don't want to be at that level. So since then, I've been doing 125 weekly.
Oh wow! Now is that
and that puts me mid 700, around 800 level.
So you're going for true health. I mean, that's what you're doing. I mean, you're trying to be healthy as possible. No point in using any more if you're not going to compete.
No, and even if I did, like a lot of people keep asking me to come back and compete at the New York Pro.
Yeah.
September 5th, which is 10 weeks out, because they see how I am now. It's like I'm in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
And, they're like, just suck down. I can suck down to 212 and dominate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I get revved up in my mind. It's like, oh, you know what? All right, I'm gonna order some drugs.
Yeah.
Because I'll be straightforward with it. It's like, yeah, okay, I have to add some stuff in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And so, it's 10 weeks away, it's like I was actually contemplating it today. Getting some stuff and starting. Just strictly hardeners. 8 weeks out, leave my TRT as it is, 125, because if I increase that, I'm going to start growing like fucking weeds.
Yeah, because you haven't had it.
So, and the way I respond, I barely eat now. I eat like 3 meals a day in a shake, and I'm still, I range like 225, after, if I have my carb up on the weekend, I'll be like 230 on Monday.
Yeah.
It's like I'm 5'6", and I'm still holding this size, and I'm, I got a DEXA scan done a few weeks back, and I was like around 8% body fat.
Wow.
So I am very lean at 5'6", and I'm 225. It's like, if I do a full-blown cycle, it's like I can kiss 212 goodbye.
Man, that's crazy. People are going to be like, there's no way he's using 125 milligrams.
Yeah, well, I'll shove my blood work in their face.
Yeah, and plus you've been training for how many years? It's not like you put on this mass just overnight. I mean, this is long-term training and eating right and bodybuilding. I mean,
25, 26, because I'm 36, and I started training at 10, so 26 years.
Yeah,
and what people don't understand either is that you take the 26 years of training, but they also seem to forget that last time I stepped on stage when I was completing Baltimore, Tampa, 2016. I stepped on stage the morning of. I was like 237, 238.
Yeah.
So right now I wake up at say 225. I'm 12 pounds below where I used to compete,
Exactly.
and I'm not, and I can't step on stage today because I still have to get,
Yeah.
obviously leaner to get on stage. I have my ass striated.
Yeah.
So I have downsized a lot, and I used to walk around at 275 pounds in the off season.
Wow, man, that's
So people,
crazy.
so people don't seem to, like take that into consideration. Like, well, he used to walk around 275 average in the off season. He was competing in the 230s, and if he came back now, I would suck down at 212. You know, and it's like over these last 3 years, it's like I purposely downsized because I don't see the point of me carrying all that extra weight.
Yeah, I mean, you want to enjoy your life, and that's a smart thing to do. Be healthy.
Yeah, I have now Jack, my firstborn. Jack, he's 4 years old now, and
Yeah.
I have another one. He'll be 2 in August. So I have 2 kids,
Yep.
and the wife's pushing me for a third one.
And you got a lot to live for,
So it's like today, like I'll be very honest about today. It's
Yeah.
like I, you know, did what I had to do.
Yeah.
I was doing my thing. I want this, and that
Yeah.
for these 8 weeks. But I decided I still didn't give the okay to actually get it
Yeah.
because as soon as I come home and my Jackson, obviously the 2-year-old, he's baby
Crazy.
talk, you don't understand anything he says.
Yeah.
Jackson's like, oh, hi daddy, he gives me a hug,
Yeah.
and like as soon